Welcome to our demo sections. Our demo sections will start from projection lab exercise, table management, vector analysis, and raster analysis. The reason why we produce those demo sections because these sections are either complex in the context or tools. Hence, make sure you had reading before watching those demos. Today, in the projection demo, first, I will talk about the importance of projection. Second, followed by the lab exercise files, I will demonstrate how to set up data frame projection and then the layer projections. Next, the difference between layer and data frame projection will be discussed at the list. As to the importance of projection, here is a reading that is associated and more details with that. For why we need a projection. Each layer needs its associated projection to project a real 3D object into 2D maps with minimum distortion. To minimize the distortion, the layer should be at same projection. The wrong projection may affect to shape, distance, area, or true directions. Further than that, the layer projection also decided all geometry measurements in the GIS layer, which means the units, the area, the length, or XY coordinates are defined by projection. For the data frame projection, please download the lab exercise package and open it. After you opened up the map package, you can see there is two data frame here. One data frame called the world from space, the other called the world map. To right-click on the data frame, go to the properties. You should see there is a coordinate system tab. From there, you are able to change different type of projection for your display. So for example, if we are choosing a world with different projections, you should see it's changed to the different projections. Also, there are a lot of choices here. So to make sure which projection is being assigned or need to be changed here. So let's switch back to the custom world from space. Click apply and click yes. So that will switch back to the globe display. That's how you switch a data frame projections. As to the data frame projections, even though older data frame may change all the layers within the data frame, it won't affect the layer content no matter which layer you choose. Let's go back to check the layer properties. Right click on the any layers, check at the properties. From the source, it's always WGS 1984. It is totally different than what we have, which is GCS, spare arc info, as our projections. No matter which one you choose, the world, if you choose this one, it doesn't affect your layer projection here at all. So that is the data frame projection. Normally, when we use the data frame projection, when we need to create this different display of the map, but not necessary to switch the layer content, the measurements, and the original projection of the layers. So now let's switch to the handout and talk about something with the layer projections. In the layer projections, the first thing we want to identify or understand is which projection does this layer needed, or how we defined the unit projection for these layers. So how to check that? Let's go back to our ArcMap package. So if we right click on these projections, we will be able to see currently this has some projection associated with that called the WGS 84. The units is using degree, not the meters or others. That's trying to edit a layer without a projection. So if we edit a layer from the Esri data folder, the L drive Esri data folders, the USA, let's try to edit state. If the layer doesn't have any coordinate system, there is a warning will tell you their projection is unknown spatial reference. Because that is unknown spatial reference, unlike WGS 84 you had for all the layers here, it won't be able to display at all. And if we right click on and make it run to the layers, you won't able to see the correct overlay between these layers versus other countries for the United States. There is two ways you can adjust the projections. The first way is for an undefined layers, you can double click and check on from the layer property there will be an undefined layer here. To define it, you can go to the Esri, the layer itself, and let's check at the states. From the properties, XY coordinate system layers, and you can assign from here, click apply and click OK. That's how you define and undefined layers. There is the other way for define and undefined layers. Click the Arc toolbox icon. From the data management tools, there is a projection and transformations. And within this tab, you can see define projections. You can make state into the define projection. Assign the projection from here. If you just randomly choose a projected layers like the circles or the count countries, it's already have projection defined, and you won't be able to define the projection by using define projection tools. On the other hand, if this projection is not what we want to do, we want to switch this projection to the others. By that time, we need the other tool in the same folders. In the feature, there is a project tools. Click the project tools and let's choose the countries. It will give you original is WGS84. It will create a new layer for you, so you can rename your layer here by using the default geodatabase, or you can click that and redirect which folder you want that to save. For the output coordinate systems, there are two ways to change that. The first way, what you could do is you can, for example, go to the projected coordinate system, choose the new projection you want that to be, or you change this projection by using the other layers. From the globe, this gray globe here, click import. And I want to choose this projection as same as, for example, the pack forest. So I can click OK, and that will switch this projection for me automatically. And that is how you switch a projection from its original projection to the new one. So from now, we walk you through two different tools for layer projections. For an undefined layers, what you need to do is to define the projection either through the ArcGIS Toolbox, or you can use ArcCatalog. Right-click on the property to change the projection. For an already defined layers, if you want to switch the projection to the other, click on the project tools and make sure you are selecting the right layers you want to change, and use different projections. Either select from projected coordinate system, or you can import a layer that you want that to be, and that's how you do the project operation to switch the projection for an already defined layers. So now let's go back to the slides. Let's just review those here. You can always come back and take a look with that. So all the projection tools here will lead permanent changes to the layers, unlike the data frame projection. The last thing here we want to do is a comparison between the data frame projection versus the layer projections. So the data frame projection is provide a temporary change for display. The layer projection provide a permanent change for layer itself. As to the data frame projection, it will affect all the layers within that data frame. In the layer projection, since we are dealing with one layer per time, it will only affect that specific layer. From the data frame projection, where you can change the projection is right-click on the data frame, choose the properties in the XY coordinate system tab, where you can change. In the data frame, in the layer projections, there are two ways. For an undefined layers, use the define projection tools from the Arc toolbox, or you can change the properties from the Arc catalog. For an already defined layers, if you want to change the projection, use the project tools to do it. So there are some key concepts you need to learn and you need to practice. Please follow the lab exercise before you start your assignment. Thank you.